Ready.
All right. Today's lab, we're going to test the law of reflection. So we're going to basically use this piece, and it's got three sides. It's got a flat side, it's got a convex side, and a concave side. But I want to show you guys how to get everything set up. So the first thing you're going to need is this optical bench. Okay? It's got a nice magnetic top to hold everything in place. So I'm going to put that right there. Next thing you're going to need is you're going to need your light source. Okay? So here's our light source right here. You can use this, or you could actually use your phone. Okay? Now, not all the light sources are going to work, but you can use the LED from your phone, and I'll show you how to do that later. So we're going to put this on that end. This will get plugged up later after we get everything set up. Then we're going to have this angled stand, and this low end is going to face towards the lamp, and the high end is going to face away from the lamp. And the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need this circular disc. Now there's two sides. One side has a grid, and the other side has angles. You want to use the side that has angles, and the side there's two sides, two arrows that say normal on them. You want one of those arrows to point back at the light. So I'm going to put this on so it's pointed back at the light. Now what we got to do is we've got to have it set up to where the light comes in, it's going to go through this slit plate, and then we're going to put this on top of it. It's going to block all of the slits because we have about 7 of these slits going across. We only want one of them to go through because we're going to use that as our incidence ray. So this will go on here like so, and place it on the bench. I'm going to plug this in so we have our light. Okay, so now we have our light, and then I'm going to move this back and forth until I get a line going across. As you can see, the light's coming from here, going through this slit mask and slit plate, and it's creating these lines going across. So what we want to do is we want to get one of those, it doesn't matter which one, but one of those to go straight through the normal line. So you can see this one starts at the normal and goes all the way through. So the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to cover all the rest of them using the slit mask. So I put that on, and I cover all of them except for the one, and now I'm all set up with that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mirror. I have 3 sides. We're going to do 3 different experiments. Flat side, curve out, which is convex, and curve in, which is concave. So I'm going to start out with the flat side. I'm going to make sure that the flat side is as even as possible. Now, to get good results, it starts with the setup. If you've got a very precise setup, you're going to get very good results. If you get sloppy on your setup, you're not going to get very good results. So as long as this is on the component line, flush with the component line, I can turn this and see how that's at 5 degrees. This is my incidence at 5, my reflection's at 5. I could bring it to 10, 10 degrees, 10 degrees, so I'm good. Okay? So then I just go through the list on my lab sheet of 0, 10, 20, 30, all the way to 90 degrees. Then I'm going to use the next one, which is the concave mirror. This is the concave mirror. Again, I want to make sure that I have this point right here lined up with the component. And I'm going to adjust it so that way the reflected ray, so the reflected ray is coming out over here, is lined up with the incident ray. And when that happens, I'm all set to go. And then I can sit down and go all the way across and then see the results. Then the last part is to turn it to the convex side, make sure that the middle part of the convex side is touching the component. And again, I want my incidence ray and my reflected ray to match up to begin, and then I'm ready to start the experiment. All right, after you are done with the lab, make sure you put everything away, turn off everything, put everything back in its proper place, and that's it. Okay. So if your lamp doesn't work for one reason or another because there's a light bulb missing or the lamp is burnt out, you have the option of using your the LED from your phone. So what you're going to do is you're going to use these two with the flat side and this one with the little hooks at the end. So we're going to put the hook side on this over here, and we're going to put the two flat sides together like this. What's going to happen is these are going to sandwich together the phone, and I see how I have my LED right here, so I want to have that on the top, and I'm going to rest the other side on here. So it's going to set on here. I'm going to close these together, and then if you look over here, you can see that the lamp is coming through. The lamp is coming through right here. And so now I can turn it on, and I have lights that goes straight through, and I can have the lines going through, and it works just the same way as this. It might even work a little bit better because I think this lamp is just a little bit brighter. Okay? So that's a little hack that you can do in case your lamp doesn't work.